Hello everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at pictures of the new LEGO Icons Tropical Aquarium set. It's going to be coming out on November 13th for LEGO Insiders and November 16th for everyone else. And this set will retail for $480 in the US. It will also retail for 450 euros, 400 pounds UK, and $600 Canadian. And it will come with 4,154 pieces, which from a price to par ratio standpoint doesn't look that bad. But once you really start to look at this set more, that price starts to feel a lot worse than the price to par ratio suggests there. But just looking at this as a set, just kind of ignoring the price for right now, I think it's a decent set. I really don't even think it's an amazing set. But I think it does look pretty cool here, I think, for the most part. There are many different fish in this. There's also like a crab down there. There's also many different plants and kind of like coral. Yeah, just plants there. So there are lots of very nice builds in it here. There's what the box looks like there. And this is, of course, a fish tank, but there is no glass on it, which I'm perfectly fine with there. I don't think that there really needed to be any like they didn't need to use like the transparent panel pieces for this set. I think having it open is fine there. But there's what it looks like in the 360 spin there. It definitely does not look good from around the back, but I mean you're really not going to see this from around the back, so that's not really that big of a deal. But it definitely doesn't look very good though from around the back. Here's another video here. I'm not exactly sure what this is here. So they did like a little animation for it. I'm not going to watch the entire thing here. But that's actually pretty cool there. I like that they did this here. So that's pretty nice there. They don't usually do this for sets there. So that's pretty cool there. So yeah, that's on lego.com for anyone who wants to watch the entire thing. I don't want to watch through the entire thing in this video here. But that is nice though. Here's what it looks like from the top. I feel like it looks pretty decent from the top. I don't like how little, like, there's not really much of a transition from the floor to kind of the back of the tank there. It's pretty, just like a pretty flat transition. That definitely doesn't look very good, and you really wouldn't notice that a whole lot, but from the top here you can see it, and that definitely doesn't look very good there, at least in my opinion. There is like a little trunk on the side, so that's pretty cool there. I like that. And again, there's lots of very nice different plants and stuff in this, which is pretty cool. Here's a look at some of the different fish. So yeah, again, lots of different fish here, and I think there's some smaller fish as well. I don't think that's the only ones, but it might actually be the only ones. I can't tell from this picture here, but these are like the main big fish here, and I think that all those look pretty good for the most part to me here, and they are kind of posable there, and there's lots of like clear pieces on the back wall. There's one, I'm assuming, I'm not sure what that's showing there. I guess that's just showing you can move the fins there. I think that's what those arrows are showing there. And then there's the crab. So that's pretty cool. I actually really like that crab design there. That's very nice. I really like that build there. They use lots of different interesting pieces there to make that work. So yeah, I actually like that a lot there. There's the dimensions of it. So 20.5 inches wide there, 52 centimeters or 52 centimeters wide, and then 36 centimeters tall or 14 inches tall there. So this really isn't even that massive. I mean, that's pretty big, but it's not, it's not absolutely massive there. So yeah, and I mean, you can see it in the picture here. It's not like as huge as I would want something for this price to be here, but I mean, it is still at least fairly sizable there. And again, since there's no panels, you can just like reach into the side there and grab stuff out. And I mean, I think it looks pretty good in like, in like a real life setting like this. So yeah, that is nice there. It looks like there's some different features of it that you can do on this set here, and I assume that's what the person's hand there is showing there. And yeah, here's some more look at the different fish. I like that fish a lot there. I think that looks pretty good. And there's a closer look at the trunk. So that looks nice as well. There they have like a suggestion there of a lock, which is nice, and there's like a bottle there and some gold pieces there as well. And in that picture, it looks a little bit bigger there. So yeah, this definitely is pretty sizable. But I mean, a lot of that space though, there's not really going to be anything inside of it there, because those are just the dimensions of like the frame there. And obviously in a lot of inside of this here, there's really only going to be stuff on like the bottom. And then also the fish that are like suspended there. But most of this is kind of empty space there. And there's another look at it here in just some more real life settings. So yeah, that all looks good there to me. And here's the real life video for it. So there's what it looks like before the frame gets put on. So you can move that there, which is nice. And you can, okay, so yeah, so there's different features that you can do with it here. You can make the crab move out. You can also make the fish move. I actually really like that. Let me go back there. I like the crab moving out as well. That's very nice. Yeah, I like all the different features of it. You can even make the trunk lift up there, which is pretty cool. So yeah, lots of different features of it, features with this set here, which that is pretty cool there. I like that. So yeah, I mean, that definitely, that is a nice aspect of it. And obviously there needed to be lots of features because this is Lego. So they needed to have that kind of Lego aspect in this set here. But, so yeah, I mean, as a set here, I tried to look through it here just as a set. And I feel like as a set, it's not too bad here. It's not terrible. I don't feel like the back wall looks great there. I feel like that could have looked a little bit better. But, I feel like for the most part, though, it looks pretty decent as a set. But now I have to talk about the price here, which is the main problem with this set. Because just as a set here, I don't have any major problems with it for the most part. But the price there of $480 in the US is not good at all there. And when you look at the piece count really doesn't suggest that price is that bad. But when you actually look at this further and you realize how many small pieces are in this set, the price to per ratio definitely doesn't look as good as it initially does. And then also when you look at the dimensions here and you realize that a lot of that space is going to be completely empty, that price just does not look good there at all. I really think even like $400 would feel pretty expensive for this. I definitely would want to see this in like the $350 kind of tops range. I really wouldn't want to see it any more than that here, just for the amount of stuff that you get. And also when you consider the fact that you could probably get a real aquarium of this size that's actually real and also has real fish inside of it for probably, I would think, probably less than this price here. And again, that would be an actual real fish tank. Now, obviously, there would be work required with that. Probably a lot more, yeah, definitely a lot more work than is required with just building a Lego set here. But that isn't an actual real aquarium, and you could probably do something this size for much less than that price there. So yeah, that price is just not good at all here. It needed to be much less than that. In this set here just definitely needs to be significantly discounted here for this to even feel like a fair price at all here. And then there will also be a gift with purchase that will come out along with this set here, and it's called the fish tank filter and fish food here. And this is basically like a filter here, and this is the type of gift with purchase that I think definitely should have been included with the set here itself, because a filter is a pretty important part of a fish tank. And it kind of walking that into a gift with purchase here does not feel good. I feel like, again, this definitely should have been included with the with the set here. But as just kind of looking at this here, I don't think it looks terrible. I think it looks pretty decent here for the most part. And but yeah, I just really wish that this had been included in the original set, because something like this just really doesn't make sense to be a gift with purchase, because a filter is a pretty important part of a fish tank, and that definitely needed to be included in the original set here. But just kind of looking at this out on its own here, I think it does look, pretty decent here for the most part. And for people who do get this set on day one, or, within the first couple days of its release, you will be able to get this here, and that will be nice. But for anyone who gets it after that time period, you will not be able to get this, which is definitely unfortunate, because this is a very important part of the set here, at least in my opinion, there. But yeah, I feel like that pretty much does it for my look at this set here. It's very, very expensive here, very overpriced. And again, I think you could probably do much better with that amount of money getting an actual fish tank, which is pretty crazy there. But yeah, I feel like that pretty much does it for my thoughts here. As a set, I don't feel like it's terrible, but when you consider the price there, it's just kind of hard to even take this set seriously here. But yeah, I think that'll pretty much do it for this one. This video here. Again, this will come out on November 13th for insiders, and then November 16th for everyone else here. So yeah, that'll do it for this one. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you on the next one.